After years of waiting, next week, Megan Boswell will step into a Sullivan County courtroom for her trial that's been years in the making. We're working to answer the tough questions about how the trial will work and what we can expect inside that courtroom. Joining us now are Jim Bowman and Nikki Himebaugh, both criminal defense attorneys here in Tennessee. Thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Well, first off, this case has gotten significant media coverage. How exactly does that play a role in what we'll see inside the courtroom?
Ideally, it should not play a role, but life experience tells us otherwise. One of the functions of a judge is to ensure that what has happened outside of the courtroom doesn't infect the trial inside the courtroom.
A lot of information regarding this case has been kept secret after a judge sealed some of the court documents just days after Evelyn Boswell's body was found. Now, is this typical?
It's not typical in the run-of-the-mill case because of the level of publicity in this case. It's not surprising that the judge has taken steps to restrict as much information as he legally can.
And that kind of leads me into this next question. What do you think was going through the judge's mind, and why do you think he decided to make this move?
Possibly to preserve the ability to seat a jury later that haven't been prejudiced by images that they may have been exposed to in the media or particular details that might have been inflammatory or prejudicial to prospective jurors in the future.
And as we all know, this case involves the death of a young child whose mother is on trial for her murder. How might the defense keep the jury from jumping to conclusions before either side rests their case?
I think that the jury selection process can be very involved, and trying to get at the root of keeping people from reaching early conclusions and agreeing to withhold judgment until they've actually heard all of the evidence. And so there's a great opportunity during jury selection to pursue that kind of questioning.
Trials like that go on for that long. Is it taxing on the jury? I mean, are there other implications when a trial lasts 4 weeks versus 1 week?
Sure. I mean, there will be some potential jurors, if they are told the potential for the length of current, they'll say, I can't do it for employment reasons, family reasons, and even those that wind up being selected. If you're away from your home, from your family, or away from your job for a period of time, it becomes a problem. What you hope as an attorney in the case is that doesn't influence their decision in the case. I need to get home. I need to get back to work.
Obviously, we know that this could take several weeks, like you mentioned. Do you see this maybe taking 10 to 12-hour days in the courtroom at times?
It could, especially if witnesses have traveled from far away. It just depends. Every day in trial is a little bit different in terms of which witnesses are called and how long their testimony is.
Is there any chance that we could see Megan herself take the witness stand?
Possibly. She'll have to decide once the government rests their case if she'd like to take the stand on her own behalf or not.
And I know that you have a lot of experience with this. When the accused does do that, does that help or harm the case at all?
It depends on the quality of their testimony. Some defendants do an excellent job telling their story, and other defendants are probably assist the state more than they assist themselves. And you never know until somebody gets on the stand.
Well, thank you both so much for joining us and for being willing to talk about this case and bringing your expertise to us. But we've got a lot more coming up tonight in our special coverage previewing the trial of Megan Boswell. Evelyn's disappearance and death sparks change on a state level.
she didn't have time to make an impact on the world like most of us would expect and want. She has a legacy that is there.
The actions lawmakers took to make sure that other communities never have another case like this one. We'll explain how Evelyn's law works straight ahead.